The little girl desperately clawed at the dirt covering her mother's grave. She believed that if she dug deep enough, she could bring her mom back home. But what she didn't understand was that her mother would never return. 3 days earlier, her mother had been driving when they were suddenly hit in a car accident. The girl was lucky enough to survive, but her mother wasn't so fortunate. Unable to face the harsh reality, her father described her mother's death as just a serious injury, leading the child to believe that mommy was simply sleeping and would wake up soon. She was too young to grasp what death really meant in her mind. Mom had just gone somewhere and would eventually come back. At the funeral, she stared intently at the headstone, waiting hopefully for her mother to wake up. But her mother never returned. On the way home, she began to wonder why she was still alive while her mom wasn't coming back. Her father took her to the crash site and made her promise to always stay alive. Even though the girl couldn't understand the difference between being dead and being alive, she didn't want to make daddy sad, so she agreed. A few days later, Lisa was sent to live with her aunt. Before leaving, her father gave her his watch, hoping the steady tick-tock would comfort her. In return, she gave him her beloved teddy bear to keep him company and protect him. At her aunt's house, Lisa shut herself off from everyone and stayed indoors all day. Her reason for refusing to go outside was simple. She was afraid that if mom came home, she wouldn't be there to see her. She dreamed of her mother standing in a distant garden. She called that place heaven, and became obsessed with the idea that if she could just find the right way, she could get there too. To find the entrance to heaven, she built pathways using pine cones, flowers, and stones, then whispered magic spells, hoping to open the door to paradise. But every attempt failed, leaving her to break down crying alone in the wilderness. Still, she never gave up. When her father learned about what she'd been doing, he rushed back immediately. In a much sterner tone, he told Lisa that her mother was dead and gone. Though Lisa felt heartbroken, she promised her father she wouldn't sneak out of the house anymore. After starting at boarding school, Lisa gradually began adjusting to her new life. But one day, she overheard a classmate saying that if you completed 3 challenges, you could talk to people in heaven. She immediately followed the instructions. First, she jumped over a fiery pit representing hell, then recited prayers, and finally crawled alone into a dark storage room. She was convinced that if she was brave enough, her mother would answer her. But once again, there was no response from her mother. Suddenly, a boy her age told her that her mom had died because she was bad. The girl felt devastated. She could only go to the cemetery to visit her mother. This time, she brought all her gifts for heaven and repeated the spell she had memorized by heart at the graveside. With the last of her strength, she dug into the earth, her hands covered in cuts and tears streaming down her face. Just as her energy gave out completely, she thought she saw her mother standing in the sunlight, quietly watching over her.